host, aka Kerbon, and I promise I'm not a drug dealer, despite this nice shirt that I'm wearing and the beard that's trimmed that in a fashion that probably a drug dealer would have it trimmed. I'm not sure. Anyway, I promise I'm not. And I am joined by a woman who gets high off of life, Susan Stewart.
Hello.
Hello, Susan. How are you this lovely evening?
I am doing okay.
Doing okay. I guess that's all anyone can really ask of anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm doing okay too. You know.
Good.
So
Good.
Yeah. Without delaying any further, except to say I'm still working on that big ass bottle of Bird Dog strawberry flavored whiskey.
Oh wow! I'm surprised. I know you are enjoying it. Yeah, very good.
And I am enjoying it. Yes, actually, if we do have a big drinking night in the future, I would definitely want to go with this or something similar.
Sounds good.
Like that chocolate flavor one that was good, or chocolate wine, that kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, I tried a new cocktail last night.
That is it a Randy creation?
No, it is a classic. It's a vodka tonic.
All right.
I've never had it before, but I started making it last night, and they're delicious. And so I've made myself another one.
Awesome.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I'm out of
before either, but I'll have to try one sometime if you.
I'll make it sometime. I think the key is nice tonic water, because I've made this one with the cheap tonic water that I had left over. It's not as good as the stuff I made with the nice tonic water.
That's fair. Totally fair. All right, well, let us enjoy our respective beverages.
Yeah, cheers.
We hop into a game we've been anticipating for a while now. We've already started it, but we had to put it off for a week to get back into it here.
Yeah.
realMYST Masterpiece Edition. Let me make sure. Looks like my audio levels are okay. Feel free to, if you're watching live, feel free to pipe up in the chat room and let me know if the video and audio are coming through okay. I know it's the camera's a little bit dark here. I'm trying new different things with the lighting.
Oh gosh. I need to adjust my sound settings, but keep going.
Okay. All right, very well. Here we got a nice, lovely thunderstorm going on for you to adjust it to.
Oh, that's right. Now, okay, remind me, in the original one, is it raining in this world? I don't remember that.
Do you want to find out? I mean, we got several different ways we can do so. One, we can fire up a game and just quickly get to this age and see. Two, we could just open up a YouTube video of someone playing it in the Stoneship age and see what it looks like.
Well, I don't think that's necessary.
You don't think so? Okay.
Nah. I think it would,
If I remember correctly, it was probably cloudy, but I don't think it was raining.
Right.
Maybe it was. But I mean, I like the fact that it is here now. It kind of keeps in with the diary entries.
Yeah.
Talking about every time Atris visits the age, it rains, and the people that were living on the rocks had no idea what it was, and it only seemed to happen anyway. So,
yeah.
Anyway. Okay, so here we are in the Stoneship age. Let's have a nice little look around here. I do love the way it looks.
Yeah, wow, this is so much more impressive than the original I remember playing.
I love how they kept everything very much true to the original.
Yes.
But just upped the fidelity. Increased the texture mapping, increased the lighting quality, put in effects, etc. to make it, well, more real, as the title implies. realMYST. I mean, you could even walk up here now. I don't think you could do that in the original game. Not that you need to or want to. There's nothing up here. Just a broken mast. On the stern? Yeah, because the bow's over there. Okay, also, before we move too much further, how are you with this method of movement here? This first-person free roaming, free movement.
It's better than it was, like, originally. There was something about the graphics, like, right at the dock that was really setting off my motion sickness, but it wasn't doing it anywhere else on the island. So, that was
just
curious.
been at the beginning, you had to get used to it or something, I don't know.
No, but like, because we did it and then we went back and it did it again. So there's just something about how the graphics interact with my motion sickness right there.
PTSD, suppressed memory of being on a dock. Sometimes something bad happened to you.
Perhaps.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't joke about it.
I do get really motion sick on boats, so...
Okay, well then probably we should get through this age as quickly as possible because we're on half of a ship here. We can't go down into the cabin, whatever this is called, into the bowels of the ship because it's flooded with water, obviously. Do you remember anything that happened here? I mean, what you're supposed to do and all that?
Not right. I remember there's something you have to do over by the umbrella.
Okay, yeah. Before we go to the umbrella, let's look around a little bit first.
Yeah, that's fine. Because I don't have a lot of memory.
Right. That's totally fine. That's cool. So we got an entryway into this large rock. I mean, there's several other rocks out there, obviously, including this lighthouse beyond one of the rocks. But if we go into the entryway, it looks like it's just
flooded.
Just water. Might go down. There might be stairs there, but it's flooded, so we can't. If we go over this little hump, so just up and down some steps there, there's another entryway. And same thing, but it's also flooded. It also seems to curve in the opposite direction from the first entryway there. Just as a side note. Even the lights inside here appear to be off somewhat. So it's
just good. It's probably got I was gonna say it's probably got some sort of like power safety, so the power turns off if there's flooding. But then I was like, this is a world created from someone's imagination, so I don't know if that's a thing.
Well, and something to understand, and I think that's it's going to become more prevalent later on, both in this game and the rest of the series, is that sure, the original creation of these ages or worlds were done just by writing inside of a book, I guess. But a lot of the things we see when we visit these ages were created after the age was created.
Right, like they
were added in
to live.
They were
like
built.
The world did.
For example, these tunnels they appear to be in this rock here were probably not written into the age originally. They were carved out afterward. A lot of the stuff we're going to find as we play through these games are going to be like that. Which is interesting. I figure why go through all that labor-intensive work when you could just, write a few paragraphs or however many pages it takes, I guess, inside the book to make the change. And I guess maybe this age right here is kind of a cautionary tale to not do that. I think
that's exactly it, like that.
Because he tried to add a ship so that his friends could explore the ocean around them. And this is what happened. He said, well, maybe it's not a good idea to make changes to an age after it's been built.
Right.
At least not by writing.
Understanding of that diary that we read about the Stoneship age is that...
So this is probably the best age to start with in the game anyway, because it shows you the reason, the cautions for not modifying an age afterward.
Yeah. Exactly. Because God knows, because it interacts with the world in interesting ways, because the world is happening, with or without
it's live
you.
Now. And there's always this question. We can talk about it later about whether or not when you created an age, if you actually created it out of nothingness, or if you've actually linked to a pre-existing place that just never had been seen before. Because the universe is infinite, with infinite worlds, infinite possibilities, infinite diversity, etc.
Exactly.
So there's always that ongoing discussion amongst Myst fans. I don't think it's ever been resolved.
Yeah, because like when they go to a world they just created or an age they just created, it is like it has existed.
Yeah, it has its own history quite often. It's not like there are people there that said, well, I don't remember yesterday because yesterday never happened. We just suddenly existed. No, that never happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Which is, you could say, well, it was written into the book. But anyway, we're getting really into some philosophical topics here that are I love talking about, but it doesn't make for good streaming. So let's just play the game. We can talk about it off camera or something, or in a future episode. But at any rate, here's the front half, the bow of this Stoneship, so to speak. And there's a nice path going up around. It appears, anyway. The side of this giant rock that the ship was melded into. And it leads up to... You can see ship there in the lighthouse. We'll check out the lighthouse in a minute. So let's go ahead and look at this telescope. We can look in it, and we can scroll through it. We can see things. There's the lighthouse. Can't move up or down, just side to side, but it does give us the full, I guess, 360 degrees. Let's see. Yep. So there we go. And let's see, how do we get out? Oh, click over to the side. Just trying to move backwards. Alright, so there's that. Let's walk on back down again. And check out that lighthouse before we go over to the umbrella. And there's reasons why I'm doing this.
Yeah, I'm sure. You're crafty.
I'm crafty. I'm doing it in a way that would make the most sense, I would imagine, from a storytelling point of view. So we can at least walk these nice planks they put up here, although with all the storming, I'm surprised they aren't rotted through. Well, I guess it only rains when someone's here. So. Okay. So, well, again, looks like it's flooded. There appear to be stairs down. Definitely flooded. There's a chain.
Yes. I remember what's over at the umbrella.
There's a key on the end of this little chain that appears to be attached to the walkway, or catwalk, whatever you want to call this. But we can't pick it up. It's securely attached there. And there's a ladder. It leads up to a trap door. Whoa! Okay, I wasn't expecting all that fast movement. Can't do anything with the lock. I'll bet that key fits this lock.
Yes, I remember what we have to do.
You do, huh?
Yeah, we'll need to raise the water level to get the key up that high.
Alright, well, so you thinking we can mess with the water levels, huh?
Yes, I remember now. I believe that's what's over at the umbrella is the water controls.
Water controls. Well, it looks like we got 3 things here.
Are they buttons?
Let's see.
Yes, buttons.
Hear that?
Oh, and the pumping noise! Ah, I remember that.
I'm pretty sure... Oh, okay. I'm pretty sure that's called a bilge pump.
Yeah.
It slows down and stops. So let's come over here, back to where we were. And let's look around a little bit. Oh, that's different. Oh, my. It's still dark, though.
Well, we have a flashlight, remember?
We do have a flashlight. That is correct. Remember, in the original game, however, we did not have a flashlight.
Right.
So I'm not sure if we should really abuse this.
Let's do it.
You sure? Because normally you wouldn't be able to come down here. Well, I think you could, even without a flashlight. But alright, sure. So we come down here. We can probably... Well, no, let's leave the flashlight. Look outside there. The ocean. It's interesting decor. Come on down here. Just a lone table at the bottom level of this cabin. Nothing over here.
Well, it can't be like overly furnished. What with it getting flooded all the time.
And, well, okay, that's all that's here. Should I say anything else or do anything else here that I know is here?
Sure.
Wait.
Yes.
Sure. Okay.
Is there
fine.
pressing buttons in the banisters? Is that a thing I remember?
It does look like buttons, doesn't it? No, they aren't buttons, however.
Okay. Okay.
You can see her
So
click on them all day.
different game then.
Different game, yeah. This one. However, and this is one of the biggest, gotchas in Myst history is like, how in the world does this happen? And they talked about it at the last weekend's Mysterium
Yeah,
online
I
conference.
unfortunately missed
all the
of that.
videos are on YouTube. You can watch them anytime.
Fantastic.
Just subscribe to the Mysterium channel. Just search for Mysterium, you'll find it. Yeah, there's a lot of them. The initial chat that Philip Shane has with Rand and Robin Miller is fantastic, and they talk about this, in fact, which is, I click right to see, I get the little, it's just a thumb. That's the only difference that happens in the cursor. So the thumb moves in on things you can actually interact with. Over here, of course, you can't, but on the table you can. And you ready for this?
Yes.
Oh, nothing happens. Okay. Probably they put that in because you can't do it yet. And trust me, we'll get to that. All right. I'm not going to spoil anything. Let's just go back up. And there's this lovely green jewel here that appears to be the doors button. It's almost like there's low power. Well, there's lights on out here.
Yeah.
But these are very dim down here in the ship. That's still flooded. I can tell you without having to go over there. The lighthouse is still flooded. Let's try the other two buttons, shall we?
Yes, let's.
Let's come over here and hit this middle button. So we come back over, and the ship is flooded again. However...
yes, but this hallway is not.
Hallway is not. And I think...
Because you're just, like, moving the water
here.
around. Yeah.
And I can already, again, without having to walk over there, I can tell you that the lighthouse is still flooded. However, let's try the third one. This will be... What do you think it is?
Oh, change the water in the lighthouse.
How could you possibly guess? Okay.
I'm very smart.
Flooded. Okay, and then we'll walk over here to this. And this is kind of the intended order. Yeah, you see, hey, it's free. We can go down here now. So here's the idea. Well, I'm not going to... I don't know. I feel like I'm almost just being a tour guide. Is that annoying or something?
No. I mean, we've both played this, and you've played this several times.
Okay.
So, I mean, it's really just for experiencing it again.
Okay, fair enough. If anyone is watching this on Twitch or on YouTube and doesn't like the way that we're playing it, please speak up. I'll be happy to adjust the way if both Susan and I agree that maybe it's a better way to do it, and we will. So there's a nice little chest down here at the bottom of this lighthouse. Now that it's been flooded out. Drained, rather. We don't have a key for that lock that's on the chest. However, when we click on the chest, it zooms in over here to a little spout.
Got a spigot.
And we open it. Oh. Looks like it was full of water. And now we just drained it. So if we close it back up again,
it should float.
Reflood the lighthouse by emptying one of the other two locations. Come on, why is it so slow walking back up? I guess I have to
Hug the wall more. Awkward.
Weird. Alright, let's go back to the bilge pumps. You can hold down shift and run, by the way, but I'm not going to do that. Might be too fast. Let's go back to this
I think that's a good call.
And let's go check out the lighthouse again. I guess if you're doing a speed run, you'd want to run, of course.
Is that a different bilge pump noise than the original game? Like, it's close.
I'm pretty sure it's almost exactly the same. They may have
Okay.
re-recorded it. I don't know.
Like, I feel like it's familiar, but, like, it doesn't have that, like, tinge that like, tingle in my brain. You know what I mean? From, like...
I'd be willing to bet
like,
someone
this
has
is the
done
noise.
a side-by-side comparison between Myst and realMYST and made a list
Probably.
of all the differences between the two.
Yeah.
Including sounds.
Hey, look.
Look at that. Hey, you know what? This key reaches this lock now, doesn't it? In fact, we just click on it, it goes straight in there and unlocks it for us.
Was there
and
just
opens
there? Of
it.
course, there's another fucking key in there.
And there's another key in there. One we can actually pick
Perfect.
up. Now, we don't have an inventory, so to speak, in this game.
Yeah.
So we're only holding this temporarily. I mean, we can walk around all day long with it if we want.
Yeah, but
we
that's
already-
not necessary.
We've seen another lock here. So let's click on this and yep, the exact same animation, I think. Yep, and just drops in the water. I guess we don't need that anymore.
Yep.
And we'll open up that trap door and come up here. And this is the top of the lighthouse.
Yeah, little generator thingy.
That's exact. See, I had no idea what the heck this was when I first played it. I'm like, what in the world is this? But I guess someone with more intelligence than I had back then knows that this is a generator and a battery.
Yeah.
So you just click on it and hold it, and you can see the battery charging up. Slowly, but surely.
I see they made this lighthouse out of cedar.
Is that what that is?
It looks like cedar, yeah.
Okay, so that looks pretty darn charged up to me.
At least the floors do.
Is that a good material to use for a lighthouse?
I mean, I don't know. I've never built a
I
lighthouse
assume
personally.
some woods are better than others for construction.
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't want to use balsa wood, for example, but
Right.
I mean, all right, so we've done
I
that.
think that cedar would be too soft, but I don't know that for sure. Cedar is also a lovely wood.
All I know is like mahogany is heavy and hard and all that.
Yeah.
But look, lights appear to be on now, both in the
Wow.
ship and inside here.
Um,
These tunnels. All right, let's check these tunnels out since they're already drained.
yep.
Start down the first one here. Is it still? Yeah, I guess it's still kind of draining a little bit.
Wet. It almost looks like it's melting.
It does. It's a bit of
kind
an odd
disturbing.
effect.
Yeah.
It doesn't look quite right. I guess that's what happens when you use an engine, kind of an older engine for this.
Yeah.
And then this.
Hello, red square.
Red square. We can push it. Let's come back to that. Let's finish traversing this now lit tunnel here. Hey, look, another green button.
Yay, buttons! It's the best part about this world is all the buttons.
Buttons.
Oh, this music.
Uh-huh. By the way, I do have the entire soundtrack to Myst on my server, in case you
Oh, nice.
ever want to listen to it sometime. You have access, of course.
Yeah.
Alright, take a sip here. Just enjoy that lovely Robin Miller music. So this is a lovely bedroom. Very decadent looking.
It's quite fancy.
Pictures of the wall. I don't think you could even look at these in the original game because you couldn't walk back here. There's a big plush bed. Things right here is a chicken spin. I have no idea what planet that's supposed to be.
It's maybe this one. It's
I would ho-
interesting
maybe, yeah,
that
could
it
be.
is that it's here.
Well, then what's this purple one?
I don't know. But it's an interesting implication that, like, They've gone from not knowing anything about the rest of the world to now having a globe.
Well, oh, that's
I mean,
just click on, oh, we sat on the bed. Cool. You sit down and just take a load off.
Yeah.
All right. I'm willing to bet, and I haven't seen the entire interview with the Miller brothers. I'm willing to bet effects like those two things were just put in because they could, because they were playing around with new 3D rendering software.
Yeah.
Ooh, we have these new toys. Let's put this in. Let's put that in. And so that's what they did. Let's look at the desk over here before we go to the chest of drawers. Things like that, for example, which was also in the original game, were just thrown in because they could. There's absolutely no explanation for it whatsoever. Okay, drugs, looks like.
Yeah.
I don't think we can... can we can kind of move a little... No, we can't really move any closer to it. Alright, well, can't interact with any of it either. I believe that's the way it was in the original. Can we sit down in this chair? No, darn. Missed opportunity. Alright, chest of drawers. Let's see. We've got one here. Some dishware, flatware, glasses, wine glasses specifically. I have no idea what these rolled up things are. Chopsticks or something? Candlesticks, I see those.
Oh yeah, they might be. They might actually be candles.
They might be candles. That's a good point. Yeah. In fact, I think we just saw. Yeah, there were some candles right over here that resemble those. So yeah, that tracks. Okay. Whoops. Sorry. Forgot that it makes you move whenever. Okay. Let's go. Second drawer. Throw rugs.
No, they're
Blankets?
bolts of cloth. It looks like.
Can't do anything with it. An empty drawer.
Empty.
And the bottom drawer.
Oh, it's a red page.
It's a red page.
What?
And now if we look, our cursor has turned to holding a red page. And like I said, we don't really have an inventory. This is as much of an inventory as we have. Holding an item.
Holding things.
Single item.
We must be a woman because we don't have pockets.
We don't have pockets. Oh my gosh. I swear, the fashion world is so against you.
It's very true.
Oh my goodness. Alright, so we got this lovely thing here. That's great. Let's check out this red button while we're here.
Yes.
Why don't we?
Press it.
Okay, that's up. We can step inside. It's kind of a crawlway here.
Oh.
You okay?
Yeah, Gilly. In a moment.
Do you need a moment?
No, she's alright.
Okay. It takes us to this interesting place. There's another exit with another walkway in it. Still underground, and there's a
Compass rose.
compass rose on the ground, on the floor here. I clicked on one of the little button-like protrusions around the perimeter of it, and this happened. Well, thankfully we have a flashlight. Did not have this flashlight in the original game, by the way. I keep saying that, I know, but thank goodness it's here so we can see our way out. Let's go here. And in this panel, this is not the same panel we entered. This is not the same pathway. But
it's probably
like
the other tunnel, huh?
Precisely, that is exactly what this is. So let's go ahead and climb back out. So I guess it shut off the power, apparently.
Oh, our battery ran out?
So I guess we hit a thing on that compass rose, and it killed the power immediately, killed the battery. Let's go charge it back up again.
Broke it.
It's kind of almost necessary that we had to do it at least once. Yep, battery's up. It is on a timer, but it wasn't coincidence that it just happened to go out the moment that I clicked that.
It just takes too much power. Or do we have to have a completely fresh battery? Or a short circuit?
No, neither. I think it's some sort of short circuit thing. It's never actually explained.
Oh.
Only that it's a puzzle that has one solution. We'll get to that in a moment here. Let's go ahead and, while we got power, go down the other tunnel. That was this one over here then. And see what's in there. Or do you want to just go ahead and finish this up real quick? And then
No, let's go down the tunnel.
See what's in here. Okay. I almost feel, well, it could go either way, really. I'm surprised Drapex isn't here.
Yeah, I must be busy.
Uh-oh, getting all tired.
Yeah, I mean, that's my life now.
Yep.
Ah. Is that a blue page on the bed?
That is a blue page on the bed.
But we can't have both, right?
We can't have both. I'll go ahead and
yeah,
tell you
so we'll have to go back.
We'll have to go back and return with it. Interesting decor. Very subtly moving
wow.
lamp here. Yeah. None of this stuff we can interact with, except for that chest with doors again. So let's go ahead and look through it. Map? Or something. No idea what. These are questions. I wonder if anyone's ever answered the questions as to what these maps are depicting.
They've got to be this world, right? Like there's, they've moved on from like not knowing what's going on in the world and have been exploring. I don't know.
Here's a half of a torn ship.
Vault is locked. The island of achieve very easy. Instructions are for each markers. Turn everyone on position. The final step. Turn there to the.
Okay. We can't keep that with us, so I don't know if you want to screenshot it or just leave it alone. I have it written down.
Yeah, if you've got written down, then
in a walkthrough, yes.
Yeah.
And this also, the Miller brothers specifically called out this effect here and said this was just an effect that they had the technology to do it, so they said, let's put it in because we can, with no real explanation as to why. In-universe explanation, that is.
Yeah.
It's just there.
That is kind of annoying.
Well, it might actually, you know, looking back on it now, it kind of has a bit more of an explanation slightly once you know more about the occupant of this room.
Well, yeah.
Alright, well, we know where that red square panel leads. We're not going to deal with that just this moment. So let's do this. In order to, I remember now what we have to do to leave here. Let's go ahead and bilge pump out that ship again. I think that was the left button. Okay. Because for now we're done with the bedrooms and we're almost ready to go into the ship. We can look real quickly while we still have some power. And we can see that it's, although it is bright in this hallway, it's still very much dark in here. So theoretically we're not technically supposed to even be in there yet. And I think you can't even do what you're supposed to do in there until you solve this last puzzle. Which is this lighthouse up here. Now, have you noticed that now that we have the power turned on, the lighthouse itself has a sparkle on top there. I think it's supposed to be a light.
Right.
Let's get over to it. There it is. So where is that?
135.
135. Alright. Let's go down to that compass rose, shall we?
Let's shall.
Now we have a 360 degree. I guess you're supposed to just put together that, well, that's a 360 degree circle, and there's a light flashing at... Oh, we forgot. We need to go pump these tunnels again. And you think, well, the compass rose is a 360 degree circle, so
Right.
clearly they two must be correlated somehow.
I remember having trouble with this one.
You would not be alone. I know all this dripping water and the rain and thunderstorm is definitely putting us all to sleep, but let's see if we can try and get through this page. And then we can
If only
call it
there
quits.
was hot chocolate making in this game.
Hot chocolate making.
Yeah, like there was in Grand Inquisitor.
Oh, that's right.
Because this would be the perfect age for it.
All right, let's look at this compass rose. Where would
Oh,
135 be here?
Well, let's see. So 180 would be
Down here. I'm
6
guessing, 'cause it looks like
o'clock.
this is 0. We're assuming some things since there are no numbers here.
75, 170, 65, 6.
Nope, so it'd be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Is that right?
Yeah.
90. Here's 90, actually. I'm sorry. 40, 50, 60,
Now, wouldn't
70,
90
80,
be where the compass rose is pointing to?
Well, I counted from here. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160. Okay, so these are definitely not 10 degree increments. If that's 180. Is it 15? 15, 30, 45, 60, 75, no. Huh. So, I guess we're just supposed to approximate where 135 might be. That's weird.
Yes,
can't
yeah,
really do it
135
mathematically.
would be halfway between 90 and 180, so it would be where the red.
Yeah, because there's 16 going from one to the other, so there's a total of 32 here.
It
So if you
should
did
be
it
where this
mathematically-
red spike is pointing.
Yeah, you're right. It should be where the red
Yeah.
spike is pointing. All right, let's go get. Oh,
Ta-da!
it's lit up. There are, in fact, you can't really see them too well in this version of the game, but there are lights out there in the water shining.
Yes, I remember that.
You can see them much better in the original game. I don't know why they made them so dull. I guess maybe it's more realistic this way.
Yeah.
And of course, the music comes up.
Mm-hmm.
Compass rose music. All right. Is this a? No, it's not a button. It's just it's when the power goes
Yeah.
out, that lights up.
The alarm light.
All right, let's step out of here. Let's build the ship and go inside there. Now that we have lights turned on in the water, it should be lit up inside of that ship's cabin.
Mm-hmm.
Still hanging on to this red page. I'm surprised it is, soaking wet by now.
Maybe it's waterproof.
It's a waterproof page. New technology. And the ink doesn't run either because of that.
Right, exactly.
Alright, there we go. Let's head on down into the ship. I don't remember how long that battery has before it runs out, but hopefully it'll be okay now. And look, now we can actually see in here without the flashlight. There's lamps on up there. So yeah, I think we have to turn on that power from the compass rose, turn on these lights out here, in order for this to happen. Yeah. That happened. So, you might be wondering, what in the world is this?
It's
Huh?
it's the ceiling of the library, isn't it?
Exactly. Put your hand on it. Which is what we're actually doing, by the way. We don't actually see a hand or anything, but...
Yeah.
In fact, as I recall, in the original game... Yep, see, there's this one. You actually could see your hand. The red page showed up in the bottom left corner.
Yeah.
So, let's go over here to this red book. Put the page in, and let's see what we can see.
You've returned. Thank you for bringing the red page. You must continue to help. My name is Sirius. I beg you to find the remaining red pages. You must release me from this book, which has become bring. I need more red pages, please. Beg. Don't waste time. Look. Don't. Brother. My brother is guilty. And I wrongfully imprisoned. Bring the red page to me.
Okay. Well, we got a little more info this time. It was slightly clearer than before.
Yeah, I mean, it says his brother's guilty.
Yep, he was wrongfully imprisoned.
Mm-hmm.
Keeps on repeating the "bring me more red pages" line.
Yep.
And you know, seeing this reminds me, I forgot to mention it last time. I wanted to, it's interesting now that we have probably an entire generation of people who have grown up, have no idea the concept of that static that we're seeing there, you know?
That's an interesting point. I've never experienced it.
Yeah, that's from old analog television. That years ago was switched over to digital now. So static is no longer a thing, or white noise.
Yeah. Fascinating. I'd never thought about that.
Just like if you try to sit down some millennials in front of an old rotary dial telephone.
Hey now, I'm a millennial, and
you don't know what a rotary dial phone is?
No, I have used many a rotary dial phone in my life. The first one we had in our house in LA was a rotary phone. My neighbor had one in his barn that I used well into high school.
Okay.
So.
There you go. Wow, I'm surprised.
Us millennials know things.
Do you drink and know things?
I do drink and know things.
Okay. All right, so obviously we've come back here so we can pick up the other one because we've got to hear the other side of the story, right?
Yes.
Like he's going to say, I'm totally guilty, you know. Yeah, absolutely. Sirius is correct. His name is Sirius.
Yes.
That too. could just have this game playing in my bedroom or something and go to sleep to the sound.
Right.
Well, now we have our free hand. We can pick up a blue page and go through the same process once again. We won't need to return to this age any further. We will have tapped it out. And you want to save reading the book for the next page until next time?
No, let's do it.
Okay. We'll probably do mechanical age next time.
Sounds good.
I gotta be able to pump out the ship first. Get back. I'm just worried about you, whether or not you'll be awake for it, because you said you would read the next one. So.
Yep, I'm good. I'm ready.
Okay. This is the only part of the game that's even the tiniest bit tedious. Well, besides the ones that we get into later. And that is where you have to go back to the age and get the second page and just walk through this same process again, because you only have one hand. We have no pockets, we're women.
Exactly. And somehow we ended up here without a purse.
Apparently.
He returned. He wouldn't return. Ages rescue me. I'm Akinar. My brother, I beg you. To be complete. Always blue pages. Listen to him. Not listen to my brother. An egotistical fool and a liar. Bring me the blue pages. The red ones. Don't bring the red ones. I implore you. I've been wrongfully imprisoned. You must I will have my retribution. Please bring me the blue pages. Pages, please.
Okay. Not quite as long-winded as Cirrus, but
yeah.
So that is, or was, Akinar. And he's obviously wanting us to bring blue pages and not red ones. Wonder why.
Yeah.
So both brothers are claiming innocence, apparently. From what we don't know.
Being, I mean, well, destroying all the books in the library.
Well, according to, do we know that yet, though?
Yeah, didn't he's?
Oh, that's true.
He say that in his message to Catherine.
Yeah, Atris did say that. He said it's one of our sons. That they were burned. Yeah, that's okay. So he did give us a bit of a backstory, and we're just filling in the holes now. Okay. All right. Well, here is the book for the mechanical age. Shall we?
Shall. I'm ready.
All right. Here we go.
All right. Get comfy here. Okay. Before arriving in this age, I was determined that it would be a journey to a world very different from my previous adventures, and it was. The sky here is dark and gray, and incessantly displays flashes of lightning in the distance. I met a very old man with a long beard and hair that hangs to his waist. He is very feeble and has trouble even moving. This man has obviously been through very many things in this strange world, and I have learned many things from him. He has told me an interesting story of this world's history. Years ago, he told me, there was a beautiful city that rose up out of the water. It housed many people inside its walls, and the people had everything they wished for. The city was surrounded by 3 high hills, which rose higher than the city. On the east hill of the city rested a large lookout post. The people of the city had constructed the post expecting visitors to arrive from the east. The people had no means of traveling on the water, which forced them to merely wait for friend or foe. As time passed, friendly visitors brought rumors of an enemy that existed beyond the horizon. The people grew fearful, yet nothing happened. One day, the usually sunny sky became as dark as night, and black ships appeared on the horizon. The lookout post's attempts at peace were turned away, and the sentries there were easily overwhelmed. The ships continued to wreak havoc on the city, apparently destroying everyone and everything. After the foundations of the city were destroyed, the city sunk deep into the ocean, and only the lookout post remained. The black ships sailed away. The man continued to say that 8 people had hidden and managed to survive through the attack. In the 9 years since the attack, 2 of the survivors had died. He also said that it was rumored that 10 years from the attack, the enemy would return to finish the destruction they had started so long ago. I have decided, since hearing the man's story, it would be admirable to save this civilization and stop this enemy's plan of destruction. I am excited about the adventure that awaits me, and an idea has sparked in my mind to provide the needed defense for these people. I met the remaining survivors today, and I have begun work on a plan for protection. Fascinating. After a short absence, I have returned to this age with my 2 sons. They have, as of yet, traveled rarely with me, and they are understandably excited to be here. They have grown considerably since Everdunes, and it is already obvious to me that they will be of great help this time, instead of the nuisance they have been in the past. Right. All 3 of us, along with 4 of the healthier survivors, began construction today. We are building upon the old city's ruins, which will provide a perfect foundation for our fortress. My sons have been spending much of their spare time on the South Island, where most of my materials are stored. I am very pleased with their intelligence, and their creativity is refreshing to see, as they work on some small projects of their own. It has been over 4 months now, and construction is going well. My sons love the world except for its gray sky. They detest the gray sky and tell me many times they wish the sky were like the blue sky in Myst.
Oh, I love a gray sky.
The old man I first talked to tells me that the enemy is due in 4 months. I feel we will be ready when the time comes. The man reminds me of Emmett in many ways, and I often wonder how Emmett and his people are doing. It has been 6 months of work, and we have finally finished the fortress. It rests between the 3 hills, which are now only islands due to a rising water level that the people experienced after the attack. Inside the fortress, I have designed a most intriguing device. It makes use of a technology called holography, or holography? I don't know. I began experimenting with on my visits to Aspermere. It will be working in a couple of days after I compensate for some small miscalculations. This holographic device will enable the survivors to learn to use the fortress. The enemy is due to come soon, and I trust the fortress will provide sufficient protection for all of us. Power... Let's say... Tracks... Oh...
Yeah. West, north, east, south. I'm guessing the WNAS.
Yeah.
It's interesting. They're kind of like hills and valleys of a thing. Okay. And so here's the map, the layout of...
Oh, yes, and the whole thing, it's a track for the bridge.
Here, remembering.
Yes. The black ships have come. Their attack was substantial. Their weapons have been stopped, and it appears they have turned away in defeat. I could not help but smile as I watched the boats leave. Excuse me. Last night, we had a small celebration, and the old survivors danced their dances of old. My sons did not understand why the sky had not turned back to its original blue. The old man told them that storms would never end until the enemy was destroyed. I assured my sons that a blue sky was not worth the risk of death, and they seemed to hear me. I have had a healthy adventure and have begun work on a new book. Once again, I must leave a familiar age in search of a new universe I have begun. But first, I will have an extended time with Catherine, whom I miss very much. I must also return to the people of the tide. I believe in my travels I have found a substance that will ease the pain of their bone ailments that they have long endured. I hope to return to mechanical age one day and find the population growing and my fortress still strong. Though the sky may always be black, I am confident the people here feel a heavier darkness has been lifted from their shoulders.
Fascinating. That's the last page.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm seeing things here that I never really caught on to. Some things I did, but some I did not. For example, he's calling out this age called the Tide, which is never referenced anywhere else. I wonder what the fandom has to say about that. And yes, this age we're talking about right now is the mechanical age he has dubbed it.
Right. I mean, he mentions what I'm assuming is a lot of different ages in this book.
True. And I thought the sky was already gray. It wasn't blue ever originally. Let me go back to the first page. To determine it would be different. Sky here is dark and gray. Yeah, I mean, from his first time arriving, it was dark and gray.
But there, I guess the implication there is that because those attacks happened before the book was created.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That it is part of the history of the world that the sky was blue.
And he also mentions Everdunes. I don't think that age is ever mentioned again or seen. Definitely not seen in any of the games as far as I know. So it's another reference that no one knows about. I like the reference to Emmett from the age we just visited, the Stoneship age.
This Aspermere.
And Aspermere. We don't know about that. Yeah. Fascinating stuff. So, unfortunately, unlike the Stoneship's book, there is absolutely no clue. Maybe that's a clue. Spoiler, it is not. There's absolutely no real clue in this book to tell us how to get to mechanical age. We know where... At least I do. Ooh, what is this? Sunset? Cool. Like that.
Nice.
Sun's going down. Or it could be sunrise. I'm not sure which way is east here.
Right.
But over here is the entrance to mechanical age. We've already flipped the marker switch to on here. Ooh, I like the sun rays too. However, it does not. We don't know of any. We don't see any book here to lead us to the age itself. So this is where. Well, again, we have to try and find it out. What was it that note left by Ager said? Remember the tower rotation.
Yes.
So let's rotate the tower there and see what it shows us. We'll get to the age and probably call it a night there, maybe, unless you need to call it sooner.
No, I'm doing all right.
So we come over here, and we'll stop it there. Alright, let's see whether or not this is broken again. We'll open up the bookcase like we did before. I apologize if I seem to be going a little too fast. I just didn't want to...
No, you're good.
keep you up past your bedtime. Turn around, close this. It was always interesting in the original game. As soon as you stepped into the elevator, like here, it automatically turns you around. While also in the original game, once it turned you around, it paused for a moment, and then it slowly turns you just a little bit more to get you perfectly lined up with this door, which I never understood why they did that.
Yeah.
Obviously, they fixed it here in this version. All right, let's see if we can get up this ladder and look out.
See, oh,
Hey!
it's working this time.
It's working
Yay!
now. We can see what we're supposed to be going to. All right, now let's go get the key. So let's climb back down this ladder, go around the elevator like we did before. To the other key, you can almost see it up there from here. 240. And whoops, I'm sorry.
240, 221.
Let me bring up my. There it is. Okay. 240 and 221. Okay. All right. Well, what does 240 look like to you?
Time.
Looks like time. What on this island resembles time? I mean, there is the little planetarium thingamabob, whatever it's called, but that includes, you know, month and year and all that day.
Yeah.
I'll give you hints. There's a place we haven't actually been to yet. Oh, we can't leave here yet. We need to actually open up the door. There it goes. Opens it up.
Oh, yeah, the clock tower.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it's definitely even the sun is setting. That is so cool. Oh, it's so beautiful. You don't know what I would give to live here. No idea. So, hello clock. Hello controls.
So.
240? Let's see if we turn this to 240, what happens. That's 35, there's 40. And we hit a button. Okay. So that happened. A pathway of gears opened up. And we can finally flip the last switch. Last marker switch on Myst Island. We can't go around the tower. But we can open the door and go inside.
221.
221. What does this do? Nothing. What does this do? What does this do? Okay. So you can kind of see what we need to do here.
Yeah.
And that looks like it resets it. Well, luckily, this actually is not hard. You are so ready to fall asleep. I can hear it in your voice. All we need to do is just... actually, it's this one, I believe. We'll pull it once. Pull this one. It doesn't really matter. Because once you hit... If you hold it down, see, it starts doing that. You see? So we can get to here and then hold it down and get to 221. If that little counterweight got too low, we could hit the reset and it would start over.
Right. I remember that.
So, we hear music, and we got an achievement, so it sounds like we did something correct. So let's head over to those gears, shall we?
Music's always a good sign in this game.
Music in this game is always good, no matter what. I listen to the soundtrack to this game at least every other day, if not every day.
Interesting.
I know maybe I'm obsessive. Maybe I just have a lack of variety of music to listen to. All the above. But regardless, here we are. And look at this. The gear has opened up.
Opened.
And here is a book that leads to a new age. All right. It's definitely redone because that looks much better than the original fly-through.
Mm-hmm.
Mechanical age. Alright, I think that's about it. So let's go ahead. And here we are. We are in mechanical age.
Heck yeah.
Alright, let me save the game here. Drop it right there, I think. It's fine with me. And I think we'll go ahead if... it sounds like we're all ready to go to bed now because we've been recording for over an hour.
Yeah,
And we're all tired. You got a big day tomorrow.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts on Saturday?
We will see how the week goes. I'm not sure yet.
Fair. We'll see how the week goes. Just keep me informed. I'll check in with everybody.
Yeah, we'll do. We'll do.
Sounds good. So, if you have been watching live, thank you very much for doing so. I don't see anyone in the chat room, so I don't think anyone has been watching live. But please, feel free to prove me wrong. Please follow if you are so inclined. Subscribe if you are able to. If you're watching on YouTube, punch that subscribe button. Smash the like button. Hit the bell for notifications. All that fun stuff that all you kids do. Do it. I don't care. I stream every Wednesday evening at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific, or 0100 UTC, and at 2 p.m. Eastern Time on Saturdays, or 11 a.m., or 1800 UTC. Pick your time zone of choice. Please follow me on Twitter at SturmB or on Instagram where I'm simply known as Sturm. Actually, not Instagram, but Twitter is where I make any announcements, postponements, cancellations, etc., etc. So follow me there if you are so inclined, and you'll get all the latest notifications about this streaming business here. Susan, you got anything you would like to plug or add or anything?
Not really. I mean, I'm so boring lately with my new job.
That's totally fine. You can't be nearly half as boring as I am, yet I'm still doing this channel anyway. So, until next time, which hopefully will be this Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, I'll see you there. Until then, take care and stay safe.
Bye.